just got here.
Yay! Good, because I have my coffee too. So we can coffee and you drink your coffee while I eat my mashed potatoes naturally. Did we get any
Cheers.
food too? Cheers.
Yeah, I got a
Cheers.
croissant.
Chunky.
I got a croissant. Anyways, okay. So today's episode is literally just us sitting down, chatting, and answering questions that we received from the community. So anybody that's not aware, this is Emma. Hi, Emma.
Hey.
Emma is on social media as endometriosis M. You're there. That's like your handle everywhere, right?
Hmm.
Okay, beautiful.
It sure is.
Um, and then I'll also put her at in the show notes. But we've had Emma on the podcast before, but it's been a long time. I think it's been over a year. The
It's
last,
been over a year because that's
yeah,
how we met.
yeah, we
Like
met
that's
through the pod.
which is so crazy. Because now
I
you're one of my
know.
best friends.
I think you were actually, let's look. I'm not going to look. That would take a long time. But I think that you were one of the, maybe the first guest I had.
Hmm.
Maybe, or one of the first for sure. But I can go back and look later. But yeah, that's crazy. So like a long time ago, I guess the only thing I'm gonna ask you to like tell the audience is I guess your top three chronic illnesses. What are your big three?
Top three. What are my big three? This is way more fun than my big three astrology. Endometriosis, which is in my handle, that is what I really started primarily talking about because it was the first diagnosis that I felt like actually helped me understand what was going on in my body after
Yeah.
not knowing what was going on for so long. I mean, adenomyosis, I'm realizing is a lot more prevalent than I thought it was after my excision surgery because I'm
Hmm.
still having a lot of the same pain. And if my endo's not
Yeah.
there,
If they excised it, then
they're like, well, this will help you at least understand more about your adenomyosis, which I do understand that it affects me a lot more, but I just wish that it didn't.
we're not
Anyway,
happy about it.
no, we're not happy about it, but it's the way that it is. And then I'm trying to, ooh, what do I pick? I feel like I have a laundry list of different things. EDS would be, I mean, hypermobile
Mm,
EDS, um, because that definitely affects my life a lot. And then also MCAS, which is a fourth, but
yeah.
that's actually been a lot more tame. If you asked me last summer, it would have been endo, adeno, and MCAS, but I feel like I kind of have that managed a lot better now. So
Yeah. You were going through it last year with that.
yeah, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I know. I feel like I like asking people like what their I used to say, okay, what's your like main chronic illness? But I feel like so many of us just there are so
Mhm.
many that affect our daily life,
Yeah.
which it's hard to like pick one, but interesting. I would say for me, my top is endo for sure. That's like the one that I deal with. That's the one that I mm, words correlate's not the right word. I can't think.
Say what you mean, and then I'll see, let's see if we can
Like
decode it.
I
Like
can't
what a
even
lot of your
explain what
symptoms
I
point
mean.
back to.
Yeah, like I
Like,
like connect with most. That's not right,
mhm,
but
mhm.
whatever that word. This is going to be
Like
hard.
impacts
Brain
you a
fog.
lot.
Yeah.
Perfect. Well, hey, welcome. We both have brain fog.
No, literally, like coming off of the road trip last weekend and getting like basically no sleep, and then I think I'm out of my flare now, or like starting to get out of it, but probably all last week I was in an endo flare, and I was waking up like I had awful sleep, waking up like swollen every day, and I just have had the worst brain fog. Like, and it's really funny because people are like, "Oh, you always say that you have brain fog, but what do you mean?" And I'm like, "This, like, I can't come up with words. Like, it's
Right.
not there."
I don't know how to explain it because I feel like when I say I have brain fog, people are like, "Oh, like same." Like it's hard for me to think sometimes too. I'm like, "No, like
No.
nothing's clicking right now, and I know what I'm trying to say, but I can't get the words out, or it feels like
Yeah.
my brain is just actually inflamed and I can't."
Yeah, like I'm literally when I was a kid, I used to explain my brain to people as like you know that SpongeBob episode where he has like files in his brain? Like
Yes.
that's what I think. And
Yes.
when I have brain fog, I'm like actively searching through the files. I'm like, where is it? I'm like, I know it's in there somewhere. But
I know. Wait, I love that you just said SpongeBob because now I can, yes. Yep.
yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
Yep. It's all the files searching through. And yeah, also like but when I was a kid, I used to just like talk a lot before thinking. I would just be like blurt out things.
Yeah.
And my grandpa used to be like, why don't you like search through your little filing cabinet before you talk? I'm like, okay.
I'm a chatty girl too. A lot of just it just comes out. I can't control it. Just what's
Yeah.
happening in here comes out.
I'm like, I just have to speak. I just have to say it. But I
Yep.
still do that really a lot with Tyler. I'll just say words because I can't think of what the word that I want to say. And then he's like, nope, wrong word for what you're thinking. It's like, I'm like, oh, right.
Okay.
But I don't like try as hard, and I don't try as hard to like find the word with him because I know he'll figure it out.
Hmm.
But he's always like, I think you should still try hard to find the word because like you're letting your brain like not try as hard. I'm like,
Oh,
eh,
dang.
I don't
Okay,
know.
or you can just read my mind
Yeah,
and
I'm
everyone
like,
else will read my.
hello?
It's like when I'm not with my sisters, I'm like, oh, like I forget that other people just won't finish my sentences or know
Right.
exactly what I'm saying when I'm not saying what I'm saying.
Hmm.
You're just supposed to.
Yeah, I'm like, can you like read it, please? Thank you.
Yep. Well, we're here. We both have brain fog. I'm drinking my second coffee of the day because it's later for me because I'm on the East Coast. So,
Oh yeah.
and if you
East
see me take a
Coast
bite of something, it's mashed potatoes.
mashed potatoes, East Coast summer.
Mhm.
Okay, before we get into all of the questions, do you have any updates going on? Anything you want to like tell the public? Anything new in your life? I was gonna say like share any updates from the last time you were on, but that was a year ago, so like there's like everything is different.
We can start with health. I feel like when I can't remember, I think we might have recorded in like May or even
Yeah.
earlier than that of last year. So I recently got a May Thurner's diagnosis,
Mm,
and we're looking into other vascular compressions right now. They said that it's severe and that I can do stents. And one of my doctors is pushing me to get the stents, and then my vascular surgeon is hesitant because she just doesn't know the
mhm.
long-term effects. But I've heard from a lot of people in the community, which is another reason why I love this community, is because they've shared their experiences, and I've heard a lot of good things and a lot of bad things. So I'm kind of in this lull right now and trying to figure that out. So that's been really helpful in understanding why I lose feeling in my left leg so much because I have a lot of leg
Yeah,
issues, especially with my left leg, especially after my excision surgery.
interesting.
Right. It took me 8 months to start walking normally after my excision surgery, and that's because my left leg felt like I just like wasn't able to have like the mind-body connection from my brain to say, okay,
Yeah,
you need to work. And I felt
yeah,
like I couldn't fire it in the ways that I needed, but I wasn't able to put full weight on it. And for the longest time, I was like, okay, well, I had endo in my psoas muscle. That makes so much sense. But then I'm just continuously getting more answers. So
yeah.
helpful, not great because now we are looking at other things, but everything as
Mhm.
of right now seems pretty normal. They actually, which I'm like, yeah, okay, of course this would be. They were trying to look at my stomach and look at like up by my chest, and I had a huge gas bubble right here. Both of
Ooh,
the times that I went in, that they could not see what they needed to see. And they were like, well, you're just like, you got a lot of gas, so we're gonna just try again in 6 months. It's like, okay,
great.
cool. So hopefully I can move the gas out of my stomach because I get so much pain right here, and I've always gotten pain right here. So I'm like, okay, I feel like
Yeah.
that would explain a lot. Otherwise, I've actually been doing really, really well. I started a new medication for my adenomyosis, and it's actually an asthma medication. I haven't talked much about it because I had only been taking it for a month when I really started to see a difference, and I've
Yeah.
wanted to see how like my next periods were going before I started talking about something that I was like, well, this is it because it could be other things. I never know what's actually influencing my body and my life.
I honestly haven't heard of many medications for adeno.
Me
So
neither.
that's
So my specialist offered Ozempic, which I was like,
I've heard of that. Yeah, the
Okay. Well, yeah, we've all heard of that at this point. And I have no issues against it, but I was just like,
Mhm.
your first line of defense, there's not much research on how that's going to help me. It
Mhm.
might help, but then it also might cause other issues. And I'm really hesitant to go on medication just because I've had such adverse
Yeah.
reactions in the past. And then his next course of action was the medication that I'm taking right now, which is, I'm probably going to mispronounce it, cabergoline. I call it
Mhm.
cabergoline all the time. I don't know which one is the right way to say it, but it's originally for asthma. But it helps with prolactin, I want to say. No one quote me on this if this
Yeah,
sounds.
no, I'm looking it up right now. Yeah, it does. It's a medication that treats high prolactin levels. And prolactin, for people that don't know, is a hormone that plays a role in lactation. Also can lead to irregular, like high prolactin levels can lead to irregular periods, infertility, bone loss. Hmm.
Right, which I'm not necessarily lactating right now, but
No, but you could, yeah. Have,
it's that is the only thing that I can kind of pin back that I've really changed. And I've had the two most manageable periods that I've ever had in my entire life. Um, the
yeah.
last two periods that I had. Like I just traveled on day two of my period from Portland to Boston,
Yeah, I saw that. That was bold.
which is insane because I was having, and I'm not someone that really has a lot of, no, I'm a very anxious person, but I was having like panic attacks before
Mhm.
the day before because I was like, I have my period. I'm going to have to cancel. I'm not going to be able to make it. I know that my body's not going to be able to make it. Like I'm not going to be able to do this. Even packing was way too much on my body, but somehow with
Yeah.
every single pain medication that I possibly could in a safe way
Yeah.
that are prescribed to me. And then all of my mobility aids, and then having my sister and having all the pain relief and just everything. So that was a really good one because things have really been shifting in a positive way. It really ebbs and flows. But if that even helps a little bit with my periods, then
Yeah, then that's helpful.
that's very
No.
good. So,
Yeah, I have people ask me all the time like what kind of medications I'm on and like which I don't really talk much about like my actual medication other than I like
right.
joke about Zofran just because I do take Zofran.
Hi. Yes.
Um,
Mhm.
but I don't really talk about like the actual medications I'm on just because everyone is so different and I don't want people to like listen to me say, "Oh, I'm taking this," and then go ask their doctor to take it and like you but at the same time, I don't know, I'm like 50-50 on that because I'm like you still need to get it prescribed. So like, yeah, you can go talk to your doctor about it. But anyways,
Totally. No, I'm in the
yeah.
same. I didn't ever really share my medications. And there are some medications that I still don't necessarily talk about because I don't feel like it's necessary. But if it
Yeah.
allows someone to just look into something maybe a little bit more,
Yeah.
but
And like
then
bring it up and ask about it, then
just
but
anything. Yeah.
yeah, just anything. But I'm actually trying to get off of most medications right now just because I'm not on that many, but I don't know. I feel like I have so many like bad side effects recently, and I don't know if it's from like my actual chronic illnesses or if it's from the medications.
Yeah.
I also get brain zaps really bad, which I don't know if other people get that. I don't know. And I'm not on like I've Googled like why do I get brain zaps so frequently, and usually it's like, oh, it's from depression or anxiety but I'm not on and I've only been on a depression medication like once for like a month, like 5 years ago or something. So I'm like, why would I be getting brain zaps now? And I feel like it's happened more with the medications that I'm taking. And it's like so, I feel like it's making my brain fog worse, to be honest.
Well,
But
yeah, I mean, I've never had
yeah,
brain zaps, but I've heard of people close to me that have had them, and it's
yeah.
intense.
Like literally just out of the blue, like there's no other way to describe it other than it feels like a zap, like an electrical thing like in my brain. And I'm like, oh, am I about to just like have a stroke right now?
No,
Like
that's
it freaks
scary.
me out.
Hmm.
So yeah, I feel kind of like adverse to taking medications. And I feel like every time I go to the doctor, my doctor is like, oh, let's try you on this. Let's try you on this. And I'm just like, No, I'm like, I don't want to. I've also gotten prescribed medications that like directly interfere with each other that I've like Googled. I
Yep.
actually have this tool. I can go in and like put medications next to each other and then like see if they have interactions. And I have, and I've been like, hello?
Oh.
Like, what are we doing here? Or like I have factor five Leiden, and so a lot of medication, any pretty much anything with hormones, I shouldn't do because I'm already at a higher risk for blood clots. So that freaks me out. So every time I go to the doctor, I like ask, I'm like, are you sure I can take this with
Mhm.
factor five? And I'm like, can you do a little search? I'm like, you're sure you're not gonna give me a fucking deep vein thrombosis? But yeah, because they've like prescribed me things before where I'm like,
Right.
hello?
I've been taking a medication that one of my doctors was like, "Oh, you cannot be taking those together." And I'm like, "Oh, okay,
Great.
cool." Because I'm glad that it wasn't fatal, but
Yeah.
that's probably not affecting. Yeah, no, I'm with you. It's unfortunate that
Yeah.
I mean, you still have to continuously make sure that you're looking out for yourself,
Hmm.
which yes, but
But you have to do it. And
thanks.
it's hard though, because there's so many. Oh, the point of that was is that my doctor keeps asking me, what the fuck, what's the medication that they squirt up your nose when you overdose?
Narcan?
Yeah, OD minute. It's Narcan, but it's like not the exact same. It's similar to Narcan, but I don't remember what it's called right now. I'll look it up. Hold on. But my doctor has been wanting me to microdose that for endo, which I don't get it.
Did you ask for the research that they're basing that prescription off of?
Yeah, it had to do with like lowering the dopamine receptors, or no, opposite, like helping with your dopamine receptors in your brain to help me basically not perceive pain as bad, I guess. And I'm
That's
just
the
like,
med that I'm taking is a dopamine
yeah.
antagonist. So that
Um,
interesting. You learn something new every day. I feel like they're always trying to like, it just sucks that you have to be like a test subject if that is the case. Like maybe this might help your brain, which will maybe help your body, maybe.
nail, naltrexone.
Oh, no,
Yeah. It's
mispronounced.
similar to Narcan, but it's not like exactly like it. So it's primarily used for opioid and alcohol use disorders. It blocks opioid receptors, blah, 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 helps reduce cravings. But there's something, I guess. I don't remember now. If I can find the paper that I was reading like a month ago, then I'll put it in the show notes for people to read. But no, I was like highly concerned. But it's not covered in insurance, like to microdose it, because it's not actually like regulated for endometriosis. So there's no like code that they can put in.
Well, they'd have to do research on
Yeah.
endo. Like,
Yeah. So basically, if I was going to microdose it and take it, I was going to have to pay like hundreds of dollars a month to take it. And I'm just like, I don't like, I already, too much.
for something that might not work.
Yeah, for something that might not work. And she, like, one of the big side effects was like vertigo. And I already get really bad vertigo. Like, I already take Zofran almost every day. So I'm just like, no. I'm
Yeah.
like anything that's gonna make me more nauseous or dizzy, I just don't think I can do. So
Yeah. Yep. So, I mean, taking yourself off of your meds will at least get you to your baseline, and then you can kind of see if it's persisting,
yeah.
if they were helping, if they're not. It just sucks that that's the way that it is, but
Okay.
interesting.
Should we get into
Okay.
the questions?
Let's get into questions.
Okay. Recommendation for support groups for endo like Facebook and others. So, I mean, obviously you can tell you have one.
I have a Facebook group called Endo Friendos for people with endo, and then it's really open to everyone, anyone. Whether you think you have endo, you're looking for to connect with people, or even partners are a part of the group
Cool.
to just kind of learn more, which has
Endo
been
friendos.
endo friendos.
We can also put that in the show notes too, so people can go join that. That one's on Facebook. And then
Hmm.
there's also a Discord channel that is, I used to be affiliated. I mean, Emma, you're still like affiliated with it, kind of.
Discord confuses me, but I love the concept of it.
And yeah, for people that don't know, I thought that Discord was like a video game thing originally. It's not. It's really just like a chat channel that is commonly used by people who play video games to like talk to each other during it. But there's a Discord channel that has so many. I took it over and it was already like built and it's amazing. It has so many channels in it with different discussions. It's not just for endometriosis, but like any chronic illness and support and chatting and community. So I'll also link that in the show notes for people to hang out. But do you know of
It's
any other like Facebook groups or anything?
I was a part of some because there definitely are. I know I want to make sure this is what it's called. The endo space is
Okay.
also nice as well. I just kind of have fully submersed myself into the endo friendos
Yeah.
and I don't really talk a lot in the Discord, but I scroll sometimes.
Yeah,
Um,
sometimes. I'm there for the Discord. I am the like primary admin moderator person nowadays. So like if you guys go on there and you ask like any questions in the I think it's like the moderator chat or whatever, like all those questions go to me. So it's me. I'm answering that.
it's Lexy.
Um, do you have any tips for managing POTS? So I'm gonna let you answer this because technically I don't have an official POTS diagnosis, but we
So
we
you're right,
think
even though you don't have an official
we
diagnosis.
think that I have it. I didn't. For POTS, well, I guess I don't know if you technically have to, but my doctor was like, normally you do a tilt table test and I'm not gonna put you through it. So yeah, that
They can
was
also do like the laying down for 10 minutes and then stand. And then if your heart rate goes, like the fluctuation is 30 or more, they can also
mm,
diagnose you with POTS kind of on the spot. I was diagnosed with POTS from two different doctors, and I was doing the tilt table test, and I was like, well, it's still not an official diagnosis. Like, I don't have POTS. And then I did the tilt table test and was like, okay, hated that. And I had POTS. So I probably could have just listened to the first two people, but I get it. Staying hydrated is huge. I mean, I'm big on my electrolytes for a lot of reasons, but buoy, I do buoy in my orange juice every morning. I love
mm,
Moon juice. We worked where we got like a lot of element when we did our
a lot
event
of element.
together, which was
Hmm.
awesome. But staying hydrated, compression socks, which I also do for my Thurners, I also do for other reasons, but compression and just making sure that I don't really even know. POTS is tricky because
POTS
it
is hard.
it's hard because I feel like it's not
This,
like, oh, I can put a topical on for pain or like it's like pain. It's just kind of like,
yeah, it kind of comes out, well, so I don't know. It's hard because I technically don't have an official, I don't know. Like my doctor told me I have it, but like just from symptomatic things, but she didn't. I have really bad vertigo, like really bad vertigo, and she basically was like, I don't want to put you in a tilt table test because it might induce vertigo, and sometimes if you have a really bad vertigo attack, like you don't really come out of it. Like you just stay that way. So
oh,
she's like, I don't want to put you into an episode that like you don't need to be in. So I don't know.
that's great.
I guess I could give myself a little more grace and like actually say that I have it. But
Here's also grace.
my experience, so with POTS or like what I know about it is you don't actually have to have like all of the symptoms to be like some people don't pass out. A lot of people think that that is like the main characteristic, but like
Totally.
that's not always the case. I have fainted a couple of times, but normally I just get pre-syncope, which I think is borderline scarier than passing out. But
Yeah, just take me out if you're gonna take
yeah,
me out,
I'm
actually.
like, if you're gonna make me feel like
That.
this, can you just like let me sleep for a second or no? Or
No, but then you're just in that state of lightheaded, dizzy,
yeah.
nauseous, like all of, yes, which I experience as well. And I don't faint from my
Mhm.
POTS, but I get really lightheaded and have to like sit down or grab things sometimes. But
A couple, so when was it? Back in like 2019, like right before COVID happened, actually, is when I started getting really bad, like POTS like symptoms. Like my heart rate would go really high out of nowhere, and it still does. Like some actually last night I had some symptoms, and I think that it's worse when I'm not getting good sleep. Like my body is just not doing well. Also, all weekend I barely drank any water and I didn't drink my electrolytes. So, yeah.
Thank you.
Water,
Okay,
cheers.
so that's a
Everybody
reminder.
drink
We're gonna drink
water.
more water.
This has an electrolyte packet in it. Yay. But yeah, so I think I just like haven't really been feeling well, but I get like when I'm laying in bed sometimes trying to fall asleep, all of a sudden my heart rate will just like and it's like going so fast and I'm like, holy shit, my heart's gonna like pop out of my chest right now. It scares me.
Yeah. Yeah, I
So,
just got on a medication, or not just got on, I actually just upped my medication. But two big things for me for POTS management, and I don't know why
mhm.
this was the first thing that came to my mind because I'm not actively doing it right now. Three things actually.
Oh,
I was going to a functional neurologist and we did tilt table therapy instead of the tilt
mm,
table test. So
interesting.
essentially, and as you're like saying everything that you're saying about your vertigo, I'm like, oh, I want you to go see the person that I was seeing, Dr. Andrew Funk, for anybody in Portland area, Oregon. Like he's
Hmm.
based in Portland. He is a functional neurologist and put these, I won't talk about the diagnosis process, I guess, but he diagnosed me with vertigo by like putting these goggles on and looking into my eyes. Like I couldn't see anything, but he could see my eyes and like was looking at different eye movements and different head movements. And we
Wow.
did Epley maneuvers, which I never thought that I had vertigo. I have like postural vertigo or benign postural vertigo, I want
Mhm.
to say. Don't trust my brain fog, right?
Sounds right. Like something.
B, not BV. Anyway, I've experienced that too.
Yeah,
But we did the Epley maneuvers, which helped a lot with like essentially my crystals like weren't in my ears or like they got knocked out. And I've had multiple concussions before. I used to play lacrosse. I am a clumsy girl and very hyper, and I've just like fallen a lot of times in my life.
Mm-hmm.
Um, which I saw improvement with at least my dizziness and just like feeling like I need to like grab things after we did
Hey,
Epley maneuver therapy for a few weeks.
I want this.
And then, well, then maybe you can just come stay with me and go see him. Because my sister's starting to see him now too, because she was just
Wow.
diagnosed with POTS. And which I've always kind of been like,
Yeah.
hey, that's not
Yeah.
normal.
No, I feel like that would actually help a lot. Like when I stand, okay, so like if I stand and I close my eyes, I can't, like I get dizzy and like I start to fall over. Like I have to be looking at something to be able to actually balance myself, which is something that's gotten worse over the last like 10 years. But it's definitely, I also get chronic ear infections, like all the, which thing, these are also things that my doctor has been like, yeah, like this goes into the vertigo, this goes into the POTS, like all the shit.
Right.
Yeah.
I would be really interested for him to do an eval on you because it was so in depth and it was unlike anything that I've ever
Wow.
experienced before. And then once we did that, we did the tilt table therapy, and I would essentially get on this table, and I was doing this twice a week, every week, until my insurance ran out. So I can't go anymore because it's like over $300 a session, and I
Oh, yeah.
can't do that. And it put me in a lot better spot. But I started around like September of last year and was doing it up until March, twice a week, every week, if not more.
Hmm.
And they would pop up the feet on the table and we would go up by 5% increments. And then
Hmm.
I would have a heart monitor on my finger and we would watch my heart rate. So, and then I also, which I got a lot of questions about this and we can kind of go into a little bit later, but
Hmm.
I posted something yesterday about my vagus nerve stem, which is
Yeah.
something that we also did there. So I would have the vagus nerve stem on to help drop my heart rate because you can see it in real time. It helps to drop my heart rate immediately because it just puts you in that state of like rest and digest, and you're not in fight or flight because it's
Yeah.
stimulating your vagus. Wait a
Yes.
minute. Vagus verve? Vagus nerve? Um, But we would do that, and then just kind of like once my heart rate started to really spike, we would go back down and be like, okay, we're gonna start again. And then he would do brain lasers as well. So
Whoa.
literally do lasers to stimulate certain parts of my brain. That
Love
helped me
that.
so much. And I actually have not talked about it enough because my POTS was so bad for so long. And now that I'm just kind of like not experiencing it as much, I've just not really talked too much about it.
Yeah.
But that stuff's been huge. And then I also got started on a medication to help drop my heart rate, which has been huge too. And it's actually not even for POTS. And it's not, what do they usually prescribe for POTS? It's like an anxiety.
Mm.
I'll just tell you what it is because I'm on the train of just sharing all of my medical
Mhm.
medications, but this is something that's genuinely helped me is pyridostigmine. And it's typically for, I want to say Graves' disease.
Oh,
Um,
interesting.
but it's helped to help. It's helped to help. It's
Yeah.
helps to put you in, it just helps like with your nervous system. I want to
Yeah.
say actual scientific, like because I know what I just am blanking on that right now, but it's helped to just kind of like put my
Yeah.
baseline. Base.
Okay.
So those are some things that have helped me personally, and I'm not saying that those are going to help everyone, but
Yeah.
functional neurologist, he helped me the most with my POTS. And then,
Very interesting.
right?
It's been kind of like the whole like POTS thing has been really crazy because like again, like I did Holter monitors twice like years ago, like back in like 2018, 2019 when I was like having I mean, I'm still having a lot of POTS symptoms, but I've just stopped going to the ER about it because I'm like, well, okay,
This is my norm.
yeah, I'm like, this is normal, I guess. Like, I don't think that I'm having a heart attack anymore. I still worry, but like, I used to be like, holy shit, my heart rate's 195 and I'm laying in bed. I need to go to the ER. Like,
Yeah.
I'm having a cardiac event. And then getting there doing, but I did like the Holter monitors, I think twice for 72 hours each time, which sucks because you like can't shower because you have stickers all over you. Um,
Ooh.
so lovely. But, and they didn't find anything. They just were like, you just have tachycardia. But then I saw a cardiologist, I did a stress test because they were like, well, you have tachycardia. I think I was like 19, 20. Went to the cardiologist, did a stress test. They found that I have a mitral valve prolapse, but the cardiologist was like so not concerned. He was like, I mean, they're like pretty normal. Usually they're asymptomatic, so like I wouldn't worry about it. And I'm like, but I'm not asymptomatic. And he's like,
So I'm here for a reason.
yeah, I'm like, but I'm not asymptomatic. Like I'm having high heart rates and I feel like my heart's like skipping. Like, and it like wakes me up. I still do, but like not as much, but I used to a lot would wake up in the middle of the night and I would think that like literally Bella was like my cat was on my bed, like shaking my bed because my heart rate was so fast that it would wake me up. And I was like, oh my God. And then for a long time, I talked to my therapist about that like years ago, and she was like, "Oh, it sounds like you're having panic attacks in the night." I don't think they're I think it's POTS. I think that I'm just having like my heart rate is just going crazy in the middle of the night, and we're trying to like figure out what. But yeah, it happened last night, and I'm just like, and I don't get good sleep when it happens, obviously, because my body's
Yeah.
not
Able to rest.
functioning. Yeah.
Yeah. A lot of times they like to blame anything that has to do with anything on anxiety. Like, oh, it's
Yeah.
probably anxiety. Oh, you're in so much pain that you can't move. It's probably anxiety. Your heart rate's
Yeah.
high. It's anxiety.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, anxiety affects a lot of things, but maybe we should
hmm
try to dig deeper.
Well, part of the problem is that I told my therapist like 2 years ago or something that like because she's like you're having panic attacks in your sleep, and I was like, okay, well, like I might kind of believe that because like I do have a lot of like trauma, so I'm like maybe like I'm my brain is thinking about things while I'm sleeping, like okay. And then she like further believed that they were panic attacks because I told her that if I do box breathing, it helps a little bit. Like I'm like I'm not anxious, but if I do like I like literally
Yes.
do box breathing. It does help calm my heart rate a little bit, but it's still crazy. Like it's still like skipping around. And she's like, well, yeah, that means that you're definitely having a panic attack if you can calm yourself down. And I'm like, I don't, now I like talk to my doctor about it. And she's like, no, you're literally like putting your body from fight or flight to rest because
Right.
you're manually changing your
Actively
breathing. Yeah.
having it. Yep.
And I'm like, oh, so I mean, it could. it's very confusing.
It could be both.
Yeah.
Yeah, hey, we live in a very anxious world. I would be scared if you weren't anxious, at some points, but
Yeah.
also
It's just a lot. I don't know.
that's a lot. I love you, and I think that you have thoughts. And not that I'm a doctor, not that it matters, but I think you should give yourself grace and not try to, it sounds like you were just like, well, I don't have the official diagnosis. Your experiences are valid, so
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate
figuring
that.
it
I
out.
think that it also, not to harp on the chronic illness community because I love you all. This not, but sometimes I have found that if I like say that I like, like have something or like we're taught, my doctor and I are like pretty sure that we have this, but I haven't had an official test, then I get some messages that are like, you don't actually have that. And I'm like, okay, I'm sorry.
Hi.
So, but
Not really helping the initial problem that most of us have. But yes, I've seen that in a lot, which is why I created my Facebook page because I saw that in a lot of groups that I was in. So that
hmm
could definitely happen a lot.
Yeah, I
But
know. Sometimes we are much harder on ourselves than we are on other people. Like it's so funny because if the roles were reversed and you were sitting there telling me that, I would say this, I'd be like, you have it. Like same thing with endo. I don't think that anyone, I don't know, if somebody comes to me and they're like, "Oh, well, I have all these symptoms, like I think maybe I have endo, but like I haven't been diagnosed." I'm like, "Well, then you might have endo." Like I'm not gonna
right.
invalidate your pain because you haven't gotten a surgery. Surgery sucks. Like,
Yeah, it's not accessible to everybody.
yeah.
I think, yeah, there's a lot of strong opinions about that, but I think that all of us should just be believing each other's pain because we already deal with so much. And
Mm,
even if someone doesn't have something, if it's like, I don't know. It's a
yeah,
tricky spot because
it's tricky.
it's tricky, but we should just all
Um,
each other.
yeah. Okay. What's a hill you'll die on every single time?
See, I saw this question. I was like, oh, damn it. I have strong
You have
opinions,
like
but
a
I
strong
don't.
opinion?
Um, I mean that you know your body best. I don't know. I mean, we can
Yeah.
really invalidate so much, and I keep looking at this, and it looks like I have like an elf ear on. So just like, wait, what is that?
It's cute. I like it. You should put some elf ears on. We should go to a Renaissance fair. That would be kind of fun.
I was just talking about that with someone. I would go to a Renaissance fair. I would love that. I want to get dressed
I'm
up.
like,
Wait, I
I want to
kind of
dress
like it.
up.
No.
Yeah.
Yes.
I kind of
Okay.
like it. It's cute.
Hey guys.
And they
Hey.
have they have like giant ass turkey legs and corn on the cob, which I am a big
Those
fan
used to be
of.
my favorite. I have so many pictures of me with those big legs
Yeah,
from
same. That's
Paris when
why
I
I
was
go to
little.
fairs, is to get the big turkey leg and a corn on the cob.
I can eat those too. Those are gluten and dairy free. Don't
Perfect.
sprinkle gluten on it. I'll be good. Hell, I'll die on every time. There's so many. I mean, like pet peeves. Like I don't know.
Yeah,
Like,
valid. Um, I know I should have thought of one while you were like thinking of one too. I don't know.
yeah, you ask a question. I don't know.
I don't know. We're skipping. We'll come back. Okay.
We'll come back. Yeah,
I have to think
let's
about it.
think on that one.
Okay, so there are a lot of questions about the vagus nerve.
Mhm.
So I feel like, I don't know, do you want to talk more about that? Does the vagus nerve training, does the vagus nerve down training feel like it helps? And how did you hear about things like vagus nerve stim? Yeah. How did you hear
Okay.
about it? Do you think it helps?
Yeah. Well, I touch upon it a little bit. I first heard about it from my functional neurologist, which is where we started to do it. I absolutely notice. I mean, the data speaks for itself, but when I'm t even with my Aura ring or with the finger monitor, the heart rate monitor, my
Hmm.
heart rate would drop over 10 beats almost immediately. And it allowed me to do a lot more with the tilt table testing. So that's huge. And then it also helped me with my constipation when I'm very consistent with
Mm,
it, when I was consistent with it, because your body's able to rest and it's able to digest and it's able to like not be so on edge all the time because
yeah.
I mean, I work on this in therapy, huge, like love therapy, had therapy this morning. But I grew up just always in fight or flight, like always going, 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 distracting myself from my problems, like
Yeah.
just pushing my body past its limits. And I feel like that's kind of rewired my brain to think that, like,
Yeah.
hey, that's your norm, that's how it's supposed to be. And now I'm actively trying to rewire it by doing the tens, by doing breath work, by moving my body and doing the things that I
Hmm.
know will help. But the tens that I have, actually, I want to go get it for the people that are watching. We're
Yeah.
recording
Yeah.
the
Yeah. It's
video,
gonna go
right?
on YouTube.
Hold on.
We need a visual aid.
I wouldn't believe that. Feels like I just broke my ankle from jogging for
God.
seconds.
Fun fact, I broke my foot in a kickboxing class, but I didn't kick anything. It was a cardio-based kickboxing class. But I just stepped on my foot wrong and I broke it.
We're built different. Only it takes a special someone to break their foot at a kickboxing class without kicking something.
I know. What it's funny because sometimes when I tell that story, people are like, "Oh, you like kicked the bat," and I'm like, "No, no, in the air,
So no.
just
It's
cardio,
okay. I broke
kickboxing."
my foot from doing a layup in basketball, and this girl's not supposed to play basketball. And I walked
Yep.
on it for like a week, and then they were like, "Oh, that's broken." I'm like, "Oh, well, we thought we were being dramatic." Oh.
Damn.
Anyway,
I thought that I just like rolled my ankle, so I walked on it for a couple days, and then finally like it was like bruised and swelling, and I was like, maybe I should go to urgent care and just like make sure. And they did an x-ray. They were like, no, this is like shattered. Your whole foot's broke. And I'm like, oh,
isn't that incredible how much pain we can
yeah,
get ourselves out of?
yeah,
Isn't that amazing?
real.
No, it's not like we do it every day. I'm just being dramatic though, huh? Anyway,
Uh, All right,
back to
show
the
us this
tens.
thing.
So I actually just use my tens machine device that I have that I use for like back pain and stuff. I've used a lot in the past that don't have the cords, but I find that I can do a lot more with this one because I can do the vagus nerve stem too.
Yeah,
I bought this piece on Amazon. Um, and this I believe that you can also get on Amazon. This is what my PT uses. So I was using this for like back pain, other pain.
yeah,
Not the earpieces, they came with like a set of five. This one's Biothm, Biothm.
interesting.
Really just a vagus nerve stim that you can plug in. I have like the little sticky piece. You know what? I can actually just do it now. Um, and then so when we did the testing, and I think that this is important to talk to your doctors or definitely talk to a medical professional before just like doing this yourself, because I
Yeah,
know that when we did my initial testing that my right vagus nerve has a lot of issues with it. So I do this earpiece on my right side
mm,
to support my vagus nerve. And I just kind of learned the settings from my specialist, and it's
interesting.
helpful. So if you need like a TENS machine, and then you walk around and you look like you're like listening to music with your little Walkman, which is what my sister said yesterday. She's like,
How long do you like keep it on? Like what?
so we started with like, I want to say in office, we started with like 6 minutes, 6 to 7. Then we were like 8, 10,
Interesting.
15, but it took a while for me to do that because he was like, you don't want to do too much, which is why I think, I mean, it's always important to talk to your doctors or your medical care team or do research and not just take someone's word. But this is
Yeah.
what worked for me. This is what I was instructed to do. And now I do it for like 15 to 20 minutes at a time. And I will say, not that you need to know my bowel movements, but I've always been a really constipated girl, and I've been really trying to stay consistent with this again. And guess what? It's helping.
You
So,
know what? That makes so much sense though. Like it's almost like common sense when you like really think about it, but I didn't connect that until you said that. I'm like, "Oh, all of these people with chronic constipation, like I also have had chronic constipation pretty much my whole life. Never would have thought that it's because I'm just in fight or flight all the time. But like it's literally in the name, like rest and digest. If you're not in that, yeah, you're not digesting, you're not pooping."
like, never.
Yeah.
And also, like, and I mean, there's other factors. I have slow colonic motility disorder, which I think that
Yeah.
this helped with. And then I had endo on my bowels and my colon and stuff.
Yeah. There's other
But
things, but still.
with my surgery and that, it's been huge. So definitely something to look into.
Okay, so how are you dealing with like your body grief, but being in your mid-20s?
It's different every day.
Mm-hmm.
I think outwardly, a lot of people perceive that I'm like very just solid and okay and can deal with a lot of things and like, oh, well, I'm still able to live my life. And I think I have a good outlook on life, a better outlook on life than I did before,
Mm-hmm.
especially with things improving, because there was a point in my life where I was so depressed, so, like in such a bad place, pain-wise, in such a bad place mentally. And I just didn't even believe that I would ever have good days.
Yeah.
So, I mean, therapy's huge. I have a therapist that also has endometriosis, and she is like really focuses on chronic illness. And I did that through like searching through different portals and through my insurance company. I
Mm-hmm.
think there are definitely better ways to do it, but to make sure that I had the coverage. Yeah, therapy's helpful. I mean, journaling a lot is helpful for me just
Mm-hmm.
because wait, I process by talking, and
Yep.
then sometimes I just need to like write it out or talk to my phone or like talk to my camera, which is like a big reason why I do a lot of what I do with social media
Yeah.
because it's also me processing things. But just recognizing for a really long time, I thought that my body was fighting against me, and I like hated my body for that. But being able to shift my mindset to my body's doing everything that it can, and
Mm-hmm.
it doesn't want to be in pain, and it's keeping me alive every day, and it's allowing me to do X, Y, and Z. So
Yeah.
it's not perfect, but just be kind to yourself.
I don't know. I feel like I've talked a lot on the podcast recently about like grieving a lot of things that I thought that I would have or like grieving like a life that I thought, I mean, medical school, like the career that I thought I would have. Just I feel like there was a long time where I really like worked against my body. Like I don't want to say I didn't care because obviously it was like affecting my everyday life, but I thought that I could like be stronger than endo and like I don't know. Um, so I just really like fought against it, and I feel like that's part of the grief process was like the huge denial of it. Even though I knew that I had endo, I just was like, I don't know. I guess I didn't like understand really the complexity of like chronic illness and like because it didn't make sense. It was hard because I would have like dynamic days. I would be like, okay, I feel
Right.
okay. And now I'm waking up every day for a week and feeling like shit. And I could go on a 5 mile walk yesterday, but today I can't walk at all. And like that was really hard for me to understand and come to terms with because looking around, it felt like everyone else in my life didn't experience life like I did.
Yeah.
So I don't, community helps a lot and having people that kind of understand. Because when you think about it, it's really lonely. Like if you're living a life like that and no one understands what's going on,
Yeah.
yeah, that's really hard.
Finding
But
places and spaces and people that you feel like you can talk about things with and not necessarily get advice, but just having
yeah,
something that you can relate to. Like you and I have conversations and just
yeah.
like the community, just yeah, community's huge. I don't know what I would do without the community. I think I like harp on that so much that like I genuinely don't know what I would do without community because for so long I thought I was alone. I didn't know that there were other people out there. And then yeah, it's so isolating. It's still isolating even with community because it
Hmm.
still feels like, well,
Yeah. It's yeah, the grief of it is really, really hard. And I do think that like being in your 20s with it is also just like a hard thing because like people are doing, I don't know, like you want to keep up with everything that other people are doing, but like sometimes you just can't. And like there's just a lot that goes in, like bachelorette trips, holy shit, awful, so hard.
I have
Would
one this
love to.
weekend and I'm excited, but I'm
I'm so
nervous.
excited. I want to be there, but I'm exhausted. And like
Yeah.
traveling so hard. Most people with chronic illness really hard, but like so hard. Everyone's in cute outfits. I'm bloated. Like
Yep.
there's just a
I
lot
just
that
have to
goes
buy
into
two
it.
separate
But
dresses for a bloat day and then a not bloat day. And then it's just
yeah.
like, yeah, am I going to be able to make it through this? How
Yeah.
many days do I have to sleep before and then after? And then how many, like, uh, it's, you have to think about so much
You have to think about so much all the time.
every day.
And like even this past weekend, I went on like a little road trip and I ate whatever the hell I wanted because we're on a road trip and like whatever you pay for everything. Like
Yeah.
it's just hard. Another question was, does it get really lonely? Yes.
So we just kind of touched on that. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's definitely lonely.
it gets lonely.
It definitely, but finding people and just things like I was something that I found really helpful is like acknowledging the accomplishments that I have had because it can be really hard to be like, oh, well, I'm not where I thought I was going to be, or like, this is where I thought I was going to be by 25. I thought I was already going to have kids by now, a family, like all these different things. And I'm like, you know what?
Yeah.
I'm so grateful that I am where I am. And 15-year-old Emma, 16-year-old Emma would be like, oh my God, you're so cool. Like, it can
Mhm.
be so easy to get caught up in like all the things that you're not doing, but
Yeah.
being able
I
to
do think
acknowledge.
that like am I in my late 20s now? Is that like consider I'm 27. Is this late 20s? Ew.
I'm only a year away from you, so I'm just gonna say we're in our 20s.
Yeah. I'm gonna say mid to late. Well, I think that the biggest thing that I've learned in my 20s overall so far is mindset is everything, and you live the life that you think you live. So if you wake up every single day and you are pessimistic and upset and victimized, and no, I'm not saying you can't feel like that sometimes, you definitely can. I do.
Totally.
But if you wake up like that every day and you aren't enjoying your life, like you don't enjoy yourself, you don't have like things that even like small like I look forward to my coffee every single morning so
Yes.
much. Like I love it. I look forward. I have like a friend that lives in my apartment complex that also works from home. We go on walks every once in a while. Like the little things that I look forward to make my life worth living. And I didn't have that for a long time because I was so upset with what I didn't have or what I
Right.
couldn't have. So I don't know. I like to celebrate the little things. I like to look for, I call them like mini luxuries in my life. Like I live in an apartment complex with a pool. Hell yeah. Like I'm probably not going to have a pool in 5 years when I have a house.
Mm-hmm.
Doubtful. But yeah, so I'm like, enjoy all the little things that you can. And I try to just like find joy in every day. And my life has gotten substantially better when I just like allowed myself to be happy, which,
And process the things. I think
yeah,
that, like, yeah, I mean, giving yourself space to process things too, and it's okay to feel bad for yourself. Like, this is hard, and nobody should
yeah.
ever have to go through it, and I wouldn't wish it upon anyone. So, making sure that you're not just like shoving everything down, and because it's not
Hmm.
going to go away. Process
Yeah.
things, like actually allow them to come up, allow yourself to cry, allow yourself to like feel angry, allow yourself to feel grief. Like,
Hmm.
all of it. I think
Yeah.
everybody goes through that in some aspect, but I mean, living in a body that sometimes doesn't feel like your own, or it feels like you don't really have control over it, is so hard. And
Yeah.
yeah, we're all
Very,
not.
very hard. Okay. How do you work and what is your job?
Okay. Um, I'm very grateful that right now what I do for work and how I afford to live is chronic illness and disability awareness, speaking about my experiences, working with foundations, working with companies that help me a lot, which I'm so, so grateful for. I definitely have a push-pull with what I do because I never saw myself. I don't think there's anything wrong with
Yeah.
being online and having social media be your career and working with companies, and but I just never really saw myself doing this. I don't know what I'm doing pretty much all the time, but I love people and I love connection.
Yeah.
So being able to do work online, being able to share my experiences if that helps someone, being able to get paid for sharing my experiences or
Hmm.
sharing the things that help me and getting a little bit of a kickback, or I was working or because I do a lot on social media and working with different companies that help me, I started working for a company in the chronic illness community which I loved. And then I got fired so that they could hire someone that wasn't chronically ill. So that was definitely an eye-opening experience. Definitely very unfortunate because it just kind of felt like everything that's kind of happened in the past, like, oh, you're not doing enough, or we understand, but until it affects us, or we understand to an extent, but we kind of just want someone that's not sick or not gonna like have an excuse to not be there, which was definitely defeating because I felt like even though I was trying my hardest, and even though it was a company that claims that they care so much about these things, and it's really unfortunate because I obviously still believe in the product because I wouldn't have worked with them in the first place, but it's just definitely skewed my perception of
Yeah.
that everything's a business, but I'm just really grateful that I get to work for myself because I never, ever, ever saw myself being able to afford my life.
I feel like that's like the like you're such an authentic person that it works really well. Like those are the people that should be doing this type of like career are the people that like didn't actually set out to do this, but just it just happened from like an authentic standpoint. So I think that's amazing. You're so deserving. Like I hope that it just keeps going and gets bigger and better. Um, and you do a lot of advocacy work too. So like there's a lot
Right.
that goes into it.
And there's a lot that I'm building behind the scenes too, or a lot of
Yeah.
things that I'm really like hoping to do beyond
Hmm.
the social media sphere, but having community and being able to connect with just people in spaces that care and want
Yeah.
things, it's allowed me and opened up a lot of opportunities for me to work with. Like, I mean, I wouldn't have known you. We wouldn't have been able to have the event that we had last September in
Hmm.
had so many sponsors and be able to like give out all this
Yeah.
pain
And we
relief
gave
to so many
away
people, like
huge basket. Like
so
I
much.
need to like yeah, if you're watching this, I'll put a picture of one of the baskets here.
And we
But
had like little goodie bags for every single person that came. And then we like had different activities that were all paid for. So like every event that we've had has been free.
mhm.
And being able to like create those spaces for people, see the connection. I've made some of my like best friends from the community.
It's
Yeah.
such a cool thing. It really is. And yeah,
So,
world
so
needs more of
yeah,
it.
I want to talk more about how it's all been luck, actually, really. Like I would love to like tell people like these are the things that I did, these are the things, but because I didn't really
Yeah.
set out to do this, it's
It's just happened because we needed more of it. We needed Emma in our worlds. Um,
What do you do for a job?
um, well, the podcast, but like it kind of ebbs and flows with like money aspect of it, but I still say that I like do this. This is like my passion project. Social media, a little bit. I did a bit of social media, but I have a full-time job as well. So I do, I work for a company that builds more accessible tools for, well, technically they're for providers, but it's really making the whole goal is to like help quality gaps with patients. So like things that are getting missed to really like make it easier for doctors and providers to fix that.
That's awesome. I don't know that I knew that
Yeah.
since you changed your job. Like
Yeah,
I knew little bits and pieces.
I've been doing it for I don't know, like 6 months. Technically, I worked with them before in grad school, like I did my internship with them. But yeah, now I'm working for them full time because they offer accommodations and they are accessible and that's great.
Imagine if that was the baseline.
Yeah, and my company before this did not. So, like at all, at all. And yeah. So yeah, I really my job is fun and I feel like the biggest it's not what I like I went to graduate school to do something different, but in the long run, I feel like this is just a like I'm so much happier because I have so much flexibility and people that actually listen. Like if I'm in pain, I don't have to like sit there and be like, believe me. They just do. They're like, okay, great,
Right.
it's fine. Um, but yeah, that's what I do. And build a whole bunch of shit in the background, a whole bunch of stuff going on that hopefully things will. come to fruition. But
They will.
okay, how do you navigate dating with endometriosis or chronic illness or anything, dynamic disabilities? How do you navigate that? I feel like this is like mostly a you question.
Yeah, well, your situation is also unique, and I think
Yeah.
that a lot of people
I'll
will
I'll
relate.
answer it from my side too, but yeah.
Um, dating's hard in general. I feel like we've just kind of talked about this, not
I don't know. I feel like I might have asked you a similar question last year too, but I think I asked about like when at what point do you tell the person that you have a
yeah.
chronic illness?
Yep.
But yeah.
I mean, especially with what I do for work now, I mean, I've always been one to like overshare. Like I'm not definitely not a mysterious girl.
Neither am
And
I.
it kind of just comes up naturally in conversation just because I mean it affects every aspect of my life being chronically ill, whether it's my job or whether it's like how I feel on the day to day or where I'm at in my cycle. And I've kind of found it a natural way, like, hey, what do you do for work? And then I kind of explain what I do, and then it kind of leads into
That's
that.
a
You
good
know,
way to, yeah.
it's unique because not everybody does share their
Yes. Yeah.
most intimate details online or show videos of them crying or talk about different stresses that they live with. But I think, I mean, when I was dating, I mean, I would meet people in person too,
Mhm.
just like naturally, like out at places, at bars, whatever. I don't really go to bars. Maybe that's not the best example.
You know.
Um, but when I was on Hinge for a while, my like one of the prompts was I won't shut up about, and it said endo. And then so many people were like, wait, what's endo? Or what is that? And
Mm.
that was a way to kind of like work it in, but then also I changed
Yeah.
that up because I was just like, I'm so much more than my conditions.
Yeah.
And if I feel like I want to give someone my time, like they can get to know who I am, and then that will kind of lead into the
Yeah.
conversation. But making sure that that's like I've been on a date with someone and it was our first date and I told them about my conditions in my life and just how everything kind of affects me. And they were like, it was too much. Well,
Yeah.
actually, what he said was, as long as you don't have mental issues, I can deal with physical. And I said, well, I have.
Okay. Bye. Thank you.
So we never saw each other ever again.
Yeah.
But being upfront and then just kind of like, hey, know your worth, understand that you're so much more than these things. And a person like you are not a burden.
Hmm.
But it is a lot, and some people just don't have the space or don't have the maturity level or don't have like the empathy or the understanding or whatever it may be, and understanding that that doesn't have to do with like then they weren't meant for you. And then
Yeah.
going into dating knowing that like, okay, if this doesn't work out, then it wasn't meant for me. You learn a lot
Mhm.
from people, people will learn a lot from you, but understanding that you deserve love and support and unconditional understanding and love. And they might not always get it, but like if they
Yeah.
try.
Yeah. I I have a couple things. One, for people that don't know, which I don't know how you won't know because if you listen to the podcast, I feel like I talk about Tyler on every, I'm so sorry. I like try not to, but
It's a big part of your
it's a
life.
big part of my life. But um my boyfriend and I have been together for 10 years. This past weekend, ugh, that's crazy, a whole decade. What the hell? I don't feel like I'm old enough for that, but that's fine. I technically got diagnosed with endometriosis while we were dating, but I had chronic pain, obviously, prior to that. I just didn't know what was wrong. So yeah, he actually so we started dating when we were 17, like right before college started. I guess technically my junior year. College was weird for me. I didn't graduate in 4 years. But so like technically my junior year, I guess, my third year is when I got my ablation, my like diagnosis surgery. And Tyler actually like was the only person there for that. Like like I didn't have like my family there with me. So he got to literally sit through the surgery, take me home, help me out of the toilet after, like all of the things.
Mhm.
And I remember having a conversation with him like after I had recovered, and it was like not an easy recovery. I also don't do very well with like anesthesia, so there was just a lot going on that like he didn't necessarily sign up for. Like I don't think he really knew. Like I didn't know, but like I don't think he really knew like how intense that was. Anyways, so after I had recovered, I kind of just like had like a really direct conversation and was like, listen, I know we've been together for 2 years, but like we are 19 and I just got told that I'm going to be in this pain for the rest of my life. And that literally, and I had a really bad experience with that. Like my OB was like not great. She actually lost her license like a couple of years ago. Like she's not a good provider.
Oh,
But like after that surgery, she was like, yeah, so I suggest hysterectomy or freezing your eggs because like it's just not a good thing. Like you're probably not going to be fertile anyways. Yeah.
I get chills just because I don't know why that just sent like an
I
actual
know. It's
hissing. Yeah.
awful. And I was 19 and I'm just like,
Yeah.
what the fuck? And I've always wanted kids. Like, I just spiraled. So I remember having a conversation with Tyler and just being like, if this is too much for you, like, I will not hold that against you. Like, I love you. You're a good person, but we're still really young. And I basically just got told that I have a life sentence. So, like, I don't know. Like, that's how I felt. And he was just like, the kids thing was really hard for me because I thought that I mean, I don't know what it's going to be like, but I thought, oh,
Yeah.
I thought that I wouldn't have kids. So I was like, if you don't want to like put any more time into this, like I get it. I will never think of you as a bad person. And he just was like, no, it's fine. We're gonna get through it. Like if we get to the point where, in the future when we want to have kids and it just doesn't happen naturally, like we'll figure it out when that time comes. And he was
Yeah.
just like so like I'm so grateful for him. But um so my story is a little bit different. Like I didn't go into dating, to do that. Oh,
Right.
Emma, are you doing
That's
It's so
yeah.
sweet. Um, but yeah, so it's a really hard, like no matter what way you cut it, it's like a hard thing to deal with for everyone involved. And like seriously, looking back on it, if he would have been like, yeah, I'm sorry, this is too much for me, I seriously would not, I would have been like, I get it. Like it's too much for me. I get it.
Right.
So yeah, I never expected him to want to deal with it, but here we are.
But there are people there. And I
There
think
are
that
people.
like we can convince ourselves that like, oh, it's too much for someone.
Mhm.
Oh my God, why am I crying? The kid thing hurts.
It
Like,
does hurt. Like you don't know, and I don't know. And I'm not gonna lie, like that has been something that has um been hard and like really affected me my whole life, pretty much. Like it's affected decisions I've made. It's affected like timelines that I've wanted. And even now, like we're 27. And I would have thought that I would have had kids by now. But at the same time, like we're not ready. I don't feel ready, but
right,
I feel like this like pressure from my body with like endo that like I'm just scared that, like my it's not gonna happen. I don't know. So there have been like so many times where I've like almost convinced myself that I need to make these life steps that like I actually don't want yet because I'm scared,
yeah,
which sucks. So
yeah,
thankfully, I have a partner that is like very logical and will like talk me off my emotional ledges, which is great. And like remind me of like things because I don't know, it's just no one is ever ready for kids, by the way, but they just, I don't know.
a lot of
It's
people aren't and have them. So,
Yeah, who
um,
knows?
I'm
Um,
just, yeah,
but yeah, it's really, really hard.
it's
And
hard. It's a lot of hard conversations, but being willing and finding someone that's willing to have the big conversations with you and yeah, I mean,
yeah.
with my partner, yeah. Oh my God, I can't stop crying. Anyway, I'm not even in my luteal phase, so I on
Which
that.
is sad. It's a hard
Mhm.
topic.
It is, and it affects so much, and it affects so like the fact that okay, yeah, I could get a hysterectomy for my adenomyosis, yet I continue to be in pain so that I am able to have that opportunity.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Or like the whole like freezing eggs debacle. I'm like, do you
Yeah,
know how expensive this is? Like
it,
and then I like think about it all the time. I'm like, do I take out like a huge private loan so that I can freeze my eggs? Because like what if I can't? And like
thinking.
I don't
Yeah,
know. And again, like we've had these conversations and it's really just boiled down to like I wouldn't I'm not really a religious person per se. Um, I don't, that's a whole nother topic. I don't really know what I think or believe. But in those big moments, I really do just like look at Tyler and I'm like, whatever is supposed to happen is supposed to happen. And
yeah,
I can't live my life being scared of a situation that I don't know what's going to happen. And I've always wanted babies. I've always wanted to get naturally pregnant. I even thought about being a surrogate when I was in college. Like, I want to be pregnant eventually in my life. But if that's not in the universe's or God's or whatever, whoever's plan, then we'll figure it out when it comes. There's tons of babies that need to be adopted. Like, I don't.
ex yep.
So I will just figure it out. But oh my God, I'm gonna start crying.
Someone that will ride the waves with
Uh,
you. Well, I'm already
Yeah.
crying, so
And again, like going back to it, back in whatever when we were 19, if he would have been like, I'm out, then he's not the person for me, you know?
right. You
And
just need
there
to be
would be
so
someone.
comfortable
Yeah.
with yourself and knowing, trusting that
Yeah.
sounds, I don't know what I believe in either, but I firmly believe that everything happens for a reason and that like especially the things that hurt are going to lead you
Hmm.
to where like I don't know. I just
Yeah.
I think yeah, dating's hard. Understanding that you deserve someone that will have open conversations and see you for more than your illnesses or see you for more than the modifications or the adaptations that you have to do. And
Yeah.
I never thought that I would have that, and I found that, and it's been so eye-opening. And yeah, just being
Aw.
able to have conversations and
Yeah. Oh, the other thing I wanted to say about it is this isn't dating, but like from a friendship point of that is something that I've like, I guess kind of similar to dating, but like friends.
hmm
Moving to Washington almost 3 years ago, I've had to like find new friends, and these are people that don't know anything about me. And I found that like it kind of just does come up naturally because it is just like a part of my life. So it's not like I have like a strict like, oh, we're gonna go get coffee for the first time and I'm gonna tell them about
right.
this. It's
Don't put too
like,
much pressure.
yeah, it's like,
Mhm.
okay, let the conversation go as it is and like maybe it'll come up. Like most of the time, it just kind of comes up naturally. Like there have I remember one of my friends. We did go get coffee, and I was in a flare actually. But sometimes I push through if it's not like too bad. So I was like, okay, I don't want to cancel on her, like whatever. So we went and got coffee, and I actually like when I sat down, I unbuttoned my jeans, and she was like, "Oh my God, I need to do that too, thank God." And I was like, "Yeah." I'm like, "I have
Yeah.
endometriosis, like I'm bloated." And she's like, "Oh my God, endo's awful. Like I'm so sorry." And she's like, "I don't have that. I just unbutton my pants when I sit." And I'm like, "Amazing. I love this."
Hello. Be the most authentic version of
Yeah.
yourself, and that will allow the people around you to be the most authentic version of yourself, themselves.
Yeah.
And then you just kind of attract the people. Like, be fully you.
Hmm.
There's so much like shame around all of this stuff. And I mean, it took me a really long time to like be so open about the things, but I think that the more that you process everything and you're gonna meet the people, and then the people that aren't supportive or the people that make it seem like it's a problem for them
Hmm.
when like yes it does affect their life but like it's if it's hard for them then it's like much harder for you because you're living with it
Yeah.
if it's someone that makes you feel bad
Yeah.
friends relationships
I've
family
definitely had to like pick and choose something. And also just like another thing on friendships, like it's okay to like evolve and outgrow and be
yeah
in different phases of your life and not be like sometimes like somebody that you would consider your best friend is your best friend for a period of life and then maybe like just a friend later on or like somebody, it's just that's like another thing that like I've learned in my 20s is just that like not everything is life just changes so much. Like things change a lot, and that's okay. It's hard to like not fight the change, but I try to just ride the wave now.
That's all we can do. The only
Yeah.
constant is change, so we just need to go with the flow.
True. Um, do, 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 do. How does it feel? That's funny. How does it feel to be so perfect and beautiful? If only
Being
you
my
could see
therapist, I
me.
would not say that I necessarily believe that. But I appreciate that so much.
Yeah. Did anyone see my story like 2 days ago where I looked like actually 4 months pregnant? Like I actually didn't, it seriously looked like, hold on, I'll insert picture here. I I actually didn't know that my stomach could look so round. Like it literally looked like a basketball.
Well,
Um,
you are still perfect and beautiful. How does it feel to be so perfect and beautiful? Because guess what? Hey, that's life. Hey, that's you.
Even with the like basketball. You know what? That's
Yeah.
the one thing that like sometimes when I'm like actually have like an endo belly and like bloating, like it's extremely painful and I'm pissed off, but I'm also like, at least I know I'd like be cute pregnant. Like this is cute.
Oh, yeah, no,
You
I've
know?
got this my whole life as we're talking about. We don't know if we're gonna like
Yeah.
what the cards are gonna hold in that, but
I know. I'm like, if
you.
it does happen, like
Hey,
there'll
cute.
be a part of it that's cute. That's cute. Yeah. Um, that's like another like last thing about pregnancy and endo. That is like the most like ironically evil thing that endometriosis could ever do is make you look pregnant and then possibly take away your chance of being pregnant. What the fuck? Whoever, Jesus, God, the universe, the stars, whatever. Rude.
Whatever's up there.
Rude. I don't like the irony. Okay.
Yeah, no, that's it's not funny, but you have to laugh or I'm gonna start crying again.
I
So
know.
let's continue. Vibes are up. We're okay.
Um, okay, if you could only pick your top two items that give the most pain relief and worth the cost, what would they be? So I guess like most worth the cost top two pain relief items. I'll give my top two the Reb heating pad, the diaper heating pad. And
Two's not enough,
I
but
know two is not enough.
I'm
I'm
like, I
like,
use like seven things every hour. I don't know.
I know I'm like fighting between cramp cream and pure spectrum, just like the recover ice, because I really like I interchange those a lot and I like the topical. But those would be like if I really, really if somebody locked me in a room and they were like, you only get two things, I think I'd pick a heating pad, specifically the Reb,
Mm.
and some type of like topical cream that is like kind of nummy feeling. So yeah. What about you?
Nummy, I think Pure Spectrum. I love cram cream and use that
Hmm.
all the time, like everywhere, but like the Pure Spectrum.
It does nub
I mean,
me up.
it's sitting on my dad's bedside table because I got him one after he got surgery, and he's like, "Oh my God, this stuff actually works." My sister, "Oh my God." My boyfriend, "Oh my God, this stuff actually works." I'm like, "Yeah, I
Yeah.
know.
It's
I
great.
know." For me, damn, I want to like put a lineup up. Ready? This is in no particular order. This
You
isn't
got
10.
it.
I just need to think about it. I love the Reb. I also have like my tried and true, which I brought my Reb here, and then I also brought my moist heat heating pad.
Mm.
That's huge, and I've been using that for like the past 5 years. It's thermal relief. I have no affiliation with them. I actually don't even know that they have like a brick and mortar, like other people sell them, but I don't think
Yeah. I
I
don't
don't
know
know
actually.
what happened there or what's going on with that. I could do more research because I have been using their products for
They
so
might
long.
just be like a wholesaler, like
I think that's what it
overall.
is.
Yeah.
Like when Brookstones was open. Do you ever go to Brookstones? Like go in
No.
like the massage chairs? No? Is that an
No,
East Coast thing? Anyway,
maybe.
maybe.
What is
Um,
that? Is that like a furniture store?
it was like a massage chair, like electronics, but like home electronics.
Nope, never heard of it.
Brookstones, really? Okay. Okay, never mind. We used to get like foot massagers from there. Anyway.
Wow.
Um, A heating pad of sorts, I'm gonna give 3 because oops, sorry, I don't have strong opinions. I have strong
Hmm.
opinions on these 3 things. Thermal relief, moist heat, heating pad, Reb relief, diaper heating pad, and my OB. I use all of
Hmm.
those 3 things in different aspects of my life. And then yeah, topical, which would be Pure Spectrum or some days. And I love them both so much, but I have been reaching for my Pure Spectrum a lot recently.
Hmm.
So with like headaches and just back EDS pain, like back pain, hip pain,
The
different
I
things.
feel like for cramps, like for endo cramps, I reach for some days cramp cream.
Yes.
For my back pain, always Pure Spectrum, specifically the Recover Ice. I love the Recover Ice.
Yes.
It's like icy hot, but better, way better. Obviously better ingredients, but like just I think it works better as well.
Like immediately. Like
Yeah.
I have tried so many things. And there are so many other things that I could name too, but like the Pure Spectrum CBD is the fastest acting topical and the cramp cream. Even like with my back pain, like with my hip pain and stuff, I like to do both of them at the same time.
Yeah.
A lot of times I'll do the cramp cream and then do Pure Spectrum.
Yeah.
Anyway, so that wasn't 2. But that's what I can give you. That's all I can give you there. You know what? And
Yeah.
then
I love.
suppositories and medications and other things because yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I know it really depends on like it's a hard question because it depends on what pain we're targeting because I really I think both of us have like a toolkit. Like I'm like, okay, what type of pain am I in? What am I going to reach
Yes.
for? Like it
Like my EDS pain is different than my endo pain, my cramps.
yeah.
Like when I get my either my plug-in heating pads or my OB
Hmm.
and my cramp cream. But if it's my EDS pain or just like general pain, pure spectrum,
Hmm.
and like I use tape to tape my shoulders or
Hmm.
Octavia suppositories for like that's like really for anything. That is also up
Yeah.
there on my list.
That's like overall comfort.
Anyway, if you want to see both of our toolkits, I'm sure we both have things in our bios for different things that we use. So,
Yeah, I think we both have link trees with like everything. So
yeah,
I can put both of our link trees in the thing. What is that called?
beautiful.
Description.
Um, description. Beautiful. What you
Okay,
feel?
improving chronic fatigue. Are there any supplements or medications or anything that has helped you? I don't.
Yes and no.
Yeah, I feel like my chronic fatigue is just kind of lives there. I think the biggest thing for me with maybe helps a little bit is trying to get good sleep, but that's such a loaded topic. Like there are so many things
Yeah,
that go into trying to get good sleep. Like I take magnesium at night. I also have like Pure Spectrum CBD drops that like I'll make like it's like a nighttime routine, but it also can go into like the whole day. Like if you're not like taking care of yourself all day and you go to bed in pain, you're probably not going to get good sleep and then it's just feeding. It's like a cycle. It feeds into the
the vicious
fatigue.
cycle.
So
No,
it's
totally.
hard.
I think I found like little things in my life that help like immediately, but it's not like a long term. Like I've yet to find something that I'm like, yes, that's perfect. Like, yeah, I take supplements like L-theanine to help me with sleep, or magnesium to help me with sleep, or Pure Spectrum
Hmm.
light drops to help me with sleep. My tens, my
Hmm.
vagus nerve stem,
Yeah.
but the fatigue in general, I mean, I drink coffee, which isn't awesome.
Same. I do have a coffee addiction. Like actually, if there's one thing that like anybody who knows me, if you were like, give me one characteristic of Lexi, it would be she loves coffee. Like every person knows that. So I'm
That's
like probably too bad. Like it's not a good thing. Like when I worked in person at my old job, there was never a time where I did not have a coffee in hand. Like I was in the lab and I would come out of the lab and like there'd be a coffee there for me to the point that like people were like, "How do you always have coffee?" And I'm like, "I bought an espresso for my office, guys. Like
yeah.
I have to be caffeinated."
I also have an espresso. I
Yeah.
must. Yeah. And then I also have ADHD, so my Adderall helps sometimes, but then I still have that crash. So I don't think that Adderall is like, I'm not suggesting that, but I mean, it helps to make me feel something sometimes.
I have ADHD too, and I just don't take medication for it anymore.
Braver than I. I know that I probably shouldn't because I don't want to be reliant, but that's also if it's helping me in my day to day. I'm,
hmm
yeah, there's a lot of opinions on that, but
This sounds really awful, but I have ADHD. Like I had an Adderall. I technically still do have an Adderall prescription. I just don't fill it anymore. Um, I don't know. Does that like fall off eventually? Maybe, but whatever. Years ago in college, the only time I would take my Adderall is during exam season. Other than that, I wouldn't take it. I just didn't like, well, I have a hard time with like appetite anyways, but like I just didn't eat. I would never eat. And like I had side effects. I feel like I'm really sensitive to like all medications. Like any of the listed side effects, I'm feeling them.
mhm.
So,
Lucky ducky. You're so
yay.
lucky. See?
Anyways.
No, yeah, I'm with you. And movement sometimes, but it's really hard to say that because a lot of the times I'm so fatigued that I can't even get myself like up and out or even get myself like to go sit at my
hmm
kitchen table. So it really, really depends. But I do find that moving my body can help a lot when I'm just feeling, but that's body pending. So,
Yep.
yeah,
Yep. Okay,
yeah,
I think we're gonna do two more questions.
perfect.
So, one, tips for managing work or activities that can't be canceled on high pain days. Mm,
Modifications,
yeah.
finding out what works for you. I mean, it's trial and error, but I know that if I have a high pain day and I need to travel per se, like, okay, I'm making sure that I'm getting up early so that I can eat a good breakfast, so that I can take all the medications that I need and put in my suppositories and use my mobility aids and let the people know that I'm with that like I might have to rest more or take a seat or make sure that I'm bringing my rollator so that I have a seat at all times. Like making sure that you're allowing yourself the modifications that you deserve. Because if you're going to be getting out, you deserve to, like, if you're like, talk to people too, if you feel comfortable, to people around you so that they can understand
hmm
what you're going through, especially if it's work. Like, hey, I'm having a flare up, I'm doing all the things. Like, if you can't stay home, like, just be vocal because people aren't going to know what you're going through, but also don't feel like you owe an explanation to anybody. But it is helpful for people to understand.
Agree. I feel like I agree with all of that. I think you already said like that you're obviously using like pain relief tool. So I just say like utilize any tool that you have to you to like or
Yes.
have access
Hmm.
to get you through the day. There have been so many times, like especially when I had to like work in person or oh my God, the worst situation I ever had was I had to take my MCAT, which people who don't know that, it's the exam you take to like apply to medical school. So it's like super, super important. It's also like an 8 hour long exam, and you only get breaks after, like, you get breaks at certain times. You don't get to choose when you have a break. Um,
8 hours.
8 hours, yeah.
Oh,
So I took that exam on a full endo flare, and that was the worst experience of my life. So yeah, I wish that I knew about spicy heat patches back then, because that would have been so nice. But no, all I had that day pretty much was like ibuprofen. So,
hello? I
so
remember you
bad.
telling me that when we first met, I think, or
Uh,
like at the beginning, and I was like, first of
no, it
all,
was so bad. It was so
no,
bad. I used ibuprofen and like icy hot or something because like that was all that I
yeah,
had. Like I didn't know like anything
yeah.
else. Um, and then like water and coffee, but I was fighting for my life. Obviously, I did not score very well because how would I when I'm like I can't focus. And you can't even use a calculator. I had to do long division.
So that's where you lose me. And unfortunately, that was never going to be the field that I was going into because, so no, there are things I'm good at. Not that.
I'm
I
not good at that either. Nope.
No, no.
No.
If there's
So
numbers and letters in an equation, sorry, I'm
yeah.
dyslexic, first of all. No,
Yeah, it was rough.
bad math.
So, anyways, yeah,
Allow yourself to use things.
yeah,
And
use what
honestly,
you
like
can.
do your research and also don't like, and I don't know if like you do this too, Lex, but a lot of the times I'll be like, well, I need to save this product for something else, like if it gets like worse or like, so
Yeah.
then I give myself the support that I need in the moment. And then, hey, that's what it's there for. And then I'm like sparing with the things that I'm using, even though I know that like, yeah, it's expensive. And like sometimes like maybe it isn't accessible to you and you do have to really like plan out where you're going to use
Yeah.
stuff. Use the things that you have at your devices
I know.
because
I feel like we all have a problem with that. I don't know why. I think, you know what? I guess I'm not going to speak for everyone, but I think for me, it really comes from ha just the history of fighting through things and like feeling like I needed to, like, even going to the hot, like, I would wait
yeah.
until I literally could not move anymore to go to the hospital. Like my gallbladder almost ruptured because I didn't know. Like I waited so long to go to the hospital. Yeah, so just believe yourself and use your tools,
Use your tools. Do the
but
things that you
also,
need without shame. Like you need to unbutton your pants, walk around with your pants unbuttoned.
yeah. Oh my God, I
No
did that
shame.
all the time at work.
Hello.
All the time. I didn't give a fuck. To the point where I still have happy hour sometimes with like my old coworkers and they literally every time they see me, they're like, "How's the endo today?" And I'm like, "We're good. It's fine."
Cute that like it's
But
just like
it's like
little
funny.
things that
Yeah. But I would unbutton my pants a lot. But I always wore bodysuits. So
yeah,
like
okay.
if I unbutton my pants, like you're not seeing like my stomach or anything like that. But yeah, I do remember one time my coworker was like came like I like fully had my pants unbuttoned and like unzipped because I was so bloated, but I had a bodysuit on so like you can't see anything. But he just was like, "Okay, wow, like you're really unbuttoned." I was like, "Well, don't fucking look down." I'm like,
Hi,
"What's up?"
also try to live with what
Also,
I'm living with for
chill.
1 minute.
Yeah, I'm like, also I was in a closed, the door was closed. Like,
Get out with your opinions.
I
Leave
know
them
I'm
at the
like,
door.
whatever. Leave me alone.
No, but for real, like if you're, I mean, if you have to go to work, then find bloat-friendly outfits. Have
Hmm.
a space in your closet that you're like, okay, if I have a flare day and I need to make it to work, like what is the most comfortable thing that I can wear? Comfort's
Hmm.
key. Give yourself the things, pack a bag. If you have something at your office, like if you have a desk at your office, leave some things in there so that you just always know that you have the things with
Yeah.
you. I always know that I have the
I
things in.
literally did have an extra pair of clothes like at work for in case something like that happened.
Yeah.
And one of like technically we were supposed to still look like nicer at work, so I wasn't really supposed to wear like yoga pants or like stuff like that. But
Mhm.
what I found is that like linen pants, like stretchy linen pants, they still look nice with
Yes, they do.
outfits and they're
And
blow.
dresses.
Yeah.
Go find a bloat-friendly dress. Like,
Yeah.
go put something, like, do what you need. Find what works for you. Because I know
Hmm.
that there are certain spaces where you can't necessarily have your pants unbuttoned, but also, like,
Yeah. But if you're like sitting at your desk and like it's fine. It's fine.
I don't care. I will walk
Yeah.
around anywhere with my OB out, like, all of the things. And I'm like, I have gotten to the point where I just, like,
Yeah.
if it's going to help me, I'm going to do it. And your opinion, I'm sorry,
Yeah.
doesn't
I don't
matter.
care either. So I'm like, whatever. Okay, last question is um a little bit of a hard question. So, well, I just haven't really this is a question that I've never talked about on the podcast before because one limit that my partner and I have with the podcast is that we don't talk about our intimate life, but I'm going to talk in broad terms. So, what does pain after sex feel like if you experience and or how do you deal with intimacy and endo and pain?
Do you want to go first or do you want me to go first?
I can go first. So I do get pain with sex or intimacy. Depend it not always, but sometimes. How I deal with it is kind of like something that I've been working through forever, like trying to figure out how to deal with any of that. Most of the time, for me, it's after and like for 24 hours after or something like that. It's not, I feel like for some people, it's like actually like during the act. It's not normally like that for me. It's like more of like an after situation. So the way that I deal with it is literally like an aftercare like kit basically, and I have like a whole like routine that I do because I know that that's going to happen most of the time.
Mhm.
Um, but another thing that people do and something that I have done too is use an Octavia suppository prior, like not immediate, maybe like a couple hours or something. But I feel like that has helped. So, also a lot of communication. Like, unfortunately, it's not like, I don't know,
Like
fun.
the movies, like
Yeah, it's not like the
but it's so
movies to do
sexy
that,
and
but
so easy and
yeah. But
Mhm.
communication with somebody that is like understanding, loves you, wants you to like feel safe and happy and good is like the best way to be in that type of situation. And I truly think that if you are having intimate relations with somebody that isn't giving you those things, you probably shouldn't be. That's a topic for a different discussion.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But really, really open communication and like speaking about what hurts you, makes you uncomfortable, you are in pain might be an uncomfortable topic at first, but like is so important. So important. So even if you have pain, you deserve to feel good.
Yes.
Okay,
And
your
if,
turn.
yeah, like you said, if your partner doesn't understand that or want to try different things, then goodbye. Goodbye. You
Yeah,
deserve
I
so
just
much
think
better.
I've heard of like those situations before, and I'm not judging anybody, but at the same time, I think about if they can't even be supportive in like that type of situation, think about when you have kids. Think about when you have surgeries. Think about when you go through really, really hard times in life, or what if something really bad happens and you lose a fucking foot or something? Like, think about those. That was dramatic, but think about those types of situations. And if they're not even
Yes.
giving you like basic care and like support and
Respect.
respect, like, do you really want to like do all those other things? I don't know. Because I don't know. People like sometimes like joke around about sex in like such a way that like it just doesn't really matter. But like, that's where a lot of people's like true colors really show. So I don't know. I pay attention. Maybe think about if you actually want to be with them. So, anyways.
Yeah. No, totally. And I think the body responds a lot too. Like if I'm not feeling safe with someone, because I can say that because you've been with a partner for so long, like I know that that's different. I
Hmm.
last year, whatever, yeah, whatever, I don't care. We can get into it. I've dated. Like I for a long
Hmm.
time like wanted to not casually date, but like I wanted to date so that I could really understand what it was that I was looking for, the things that I will accept, the things that I won't accept, the things that like just everything. Communication's huge. No
Yeah.
one's ever going to know what you're going through. You are in your body, and it's so hard to navigate it yourself. And I
Yeah.
know that they're not the most like comfortable conversations, but also if somebody's going to be let into that space and I'm going to let my guard down and I'm going to feel safe enough to let them have that part of me or be in that space with me, then like you need to be able to have hard conversations. And that's just something that I know about myself. I think that that's something that everybody deserves, but I know that it's easier said than done.
Yeah.
But I've had to have conversations beforehand and just be like, hey, this is where I'm at. There are certain things that hurt. There are certain, like, I might not always be able to.
Hmm.
I know something about myself is that, like, my sex drive is lower because it does typically cause pain for myself. It's not
Yeah,
that I
which
don't
is like a
want to say,
very normal react. Like, why would you don't want to be in pain. Like your body is signaling to your brain that like, oh, this action hurts me. Like
it's
you're gonna
protecting you.
avoid. Yeah.
It's protecting you. But finding different things like an Octavia suppository. Like mine, sorry, I don't have spontaneous. It's not going to be spontaneous for me if it's going to be something that I enjoy. And at a point in my life, I just thought like, oh, well, I don't deserve it and it hurts for me, but like at least it feels good for someone else. No,
No,
because if
I've
it's not going to feel
definitely,
good for me, no.
yeah.
Sorry. If you're going to be intimate with someone, I think doing the work to understand that you deserve pleasure and that you deserve to make modifications, just like life, just like anything, like you do deserve pleasure. And that might not always look like internal. That might
Yeah.
not always look like the typical like view of what sex is. And I've had to come to terms with that because I know that like when I am having like there are certain positions that make it hurt a lot more. Or there's certain times where like I think that I'm going to be okay and then I'm not, and then we have to just stop.
Hmm.
It's not awesome. It's not fun. I would prefer us to not be, but also I'm not going to put my body and then endure that pain and not say something and then go against my body and then like not
Hmm.
listen to what it's trying to tell me
Hmm.
because I know that that's going to cause me so much more pain and that's going to be that's such a mind fuck. Like your body is telling you what you need.
Hmm.
You got to listen.
Yeah.
So certain like actual tools that help me, suppositories, Octavia suppositories. I just got prescription suppositories specifically for like, well, for pain, but for sex
Yeah.
and for internal exams because
Hmm.
I
Yeah,
do a
those
lot of
fucking suck
those.
too. Like those hurt.
Yes, and they're two muscle relaxers, and I get it at a compounding pharmacy. So that I got from my endo specialist.
Hmm.
Um, one of my endo, I have two, one on the West Coast and one on the East Coast. And then I also got a lidocaine cream that
Ooh.
is external. So that can kind of help if you have vulva pain or like labia pain, like whatever. There's like vulvodynia, there's different things like burning
Hmm.
at the entrance has always kind of been a thing for me too. So
Hmm.
finding those kind of tools, knowing that there are different positions, Foria has a CBD lube. Hello, that stuff rocked my world, kind of changed my life. Hello. If you need something and you need something, help for pain, for anything, that stuff helped me so much. And other people in my life have gotten it and said that it's helped them a lot. So I'm like, yeah, whether it's just for
Interesting.
yourself or it's for you and a partner, because
Yeah.
there's out there too. So external tools have also been really helpful, which is something that I haven't really talked about a lot.
Yeah.
But
Um,
hello.
pelvic floor physical therapy. That's
Oh my
help.
God, yes. Yes. There was a point where I wasn't able to even like that having sex was not even a thought because I just was in so much pain and pelvic floor PT is huge for me. Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like I had kind of like a I'm like looking at going back into pelvic floor physical therapy now, but I feel like I had a little bit of a rough situation with it just because I didn't really know what it was and I felt like I was kind of out of like options and I was, like 2021 and was just dealing with such I don't know, bad painful sex, not bad, painful sex that I was like, I don't know what else to do. My endo, she wasn't even my endo, my OB was like, okay, you should try pelvic floor physical therapy. And I guess I just like didn't know what it was. And I went into it and she's like, all right, drop your drawers. And I'm like, huh? Like, what do you mean? What? So I didn't like realize what I was getting into and then had internal like therapy 3 times a week for like 8 weeks and basically had no want to be touched ever. I was like, no, no, this is awful. Like, and I would always get cramps after the PT as well.
Yeah.
Like, it just was like not a good, but I've heard a lot of people have really positive experiences from it. I've also like talked to quite a few pelvic floor PTs now that, and I've like told them like my situation with it, and they're like, We don't even have to do internal stuff for a while. Like there are things that we can do that." And I'm like, "Yeah, I wish I would have been told that." So just
Yep.
it can be helpful. I'm not
Oh my
knocking
God,
it, but
absolutely. I did a post on this a few weeks ago. Maybe it
yeah.
was a few months ago. I always thought that pelvic floor PT was internal, and I always thought that it was normal to be leaving in pain. I had gone to so many different pelvic floor PTs before I found the place that I go to now.
Mm,
And we do such like gentle touch and she checks in every single time to see where I'm at and then like, hey, what do you want to work on today? What do you feel comfortable? Like what's going to be the most supportive thing? Is it going to be like uterus massage from the outside or is it going to be internal work or is it going to be like breath work or biofeedback? Like there's
hmm.
so many different things that you can do. So if it's not helping you, definitely maybe see someone else, which is easier said than done, but
Yeah,
pelvic floor PT
it
is
is
huge.
hard.
And it's helped me to understand my body so much. Like being able to relax my pelvic floor in my day to day. Like, oh, maybe I will actually want to be intimate with someone because I'm not like this all day long. Like,
Yeah.
my body's so guarded that it's always just bracing for pain, which, like, yeah, no shit. Like, yeah, I'm in
Yeah,
pain,
I'm in pain all the
but
time.
yeah, yeah.
Love. I
Who
think
would you
that's
meet?
I think that's all the questions. I mean, there's more questions, but I think that we answered a lot.
We
But
did.
yay!
Yay.
Thank you guys so much for listening. This has been a really fun time. Emma will probably be on the podcast again at some point, I'm sure. But
I'd love to be.
yeah. And we will figure out more community events in the future and more things, just more things. All the things coming. Keep an eye out. Yeah. I will put all the things I said that I was going to put in the show notes, all that stuff. But thank you so much for coming on the pod. Yay.
Thank you so much for having me. I love it so much.